Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Again, who am I kidding? Just gentlemen. We are at the Nurburgring today for round 2 of our GT4 series, season 2 of the GT4s. So last week, by the end of the 2 races, we had Anton Temenga taking P1 total on points with Haru P2 and Levi Warner taking P3 overall in the standings. Haru winning a race, Temenga finishing P1, P2. So if practice is anything to go by today, then we should be on for a good one as quality gets underway. I think we will stay on board with the points leader in the Janessa for this. If I can figure out the buttons again, there we go. So, the Nurburgring over in Germany. I believe this circuit is about 3.1 miles long. It's 5.1 kilometers. No Nordschleife in the GT4s today. Mr. Menga starts to warm those tyres up. Takes a long time in the GT4s before you really start finding the pace and get comfortable with those tyres. Nice mix of cars on the grid today. No Ferrari Cup like our GT3 seasons, so looks like each manufacturer represented a couple of times. Even the McLaren, which is rare. As we stay on board with Temenga on his outlap. As he heads down into Dunlop. Into the right, up to the Michael Schumacher S. Not sure about that livery. Bit too bright for my liking. Try and get a better view of this. To the Michelin curve. To the Vorsteiner curve. Flat out all the way up to the chicane. Could be a deadly area of the track today, the chicane. I've seen a few cars go up with the 2 wheels. See if we can keep it clean there through the race. Very critical, probably the most critical point of the track, apart from turn 1, lap 1. Temenga begins his first flying lap. Ginetta looking very nippy, but does lack the top speed of some of the other GT4s. Look how stable he looks going around. Mercedes Arena. Slow in, fast out. He heads to the Valvoline curve. Lots of curves here, the Germans like their curves. Down to the forward curve. And then flat out all the way to Dunlop. Right on the brakes. Really maximising the rotation there with the trail brake in. Flat out to the Schumacher S. Looking like a good banking lap. Temenga. A little bit wide. Get on the gas as quick as he may have liked. That could just be his line. Right where boys become men. The chicane. Nice and smooth. Great exit. the Coca-Cola curve and out onto the main straight. We shall see what the time to beat is. It's a 2:04.8, strong time, but then Williams puts in a 2:04.4, followed by Carbone 2:04.6. So it looked like Williams may have invalidated. Let's have a look at the standings. Yeah, Williams did invalidate. So Carbone was 2 tenths up into Menga. We'll see what Warner's doing. Currently sitting P3 in the championship after the first double header. 9 tenths up. If the relative is right. The relative has been a bit dodgy. Yeah, there's no way that relative is right, so we should see what he gets. Because if the relative is right, it looks like he's about to get a world record, which I don't think is correct. We'll have traffic ahead of him. Maybe he could use this to his advantage if he can get close enough. Ooh. Let's keep it on track. TC off for Warner. Not a fan of the old traction control. Likes to live life on the limit. Is keeping pace with Wright, it looks like, so this could be an 04 for Warner. Absolutely smashes the chicane. Hardly any lift. Stays tight. Early on the throttle, so this should be a good time for Warner. Maybe top 5 straight away at P4, 2:04.9. Temenga is in the pits, maybe making some tweaks. So we'll stay on board with Wright, who does invalidate. Caught turn 1. Williams puts it on pole. 2:04.5, time to beat. So we'll see cushion he has. That's a 10th, just over a 10th with a cushion for P2. Temenga and Baslia sitting 3 tenths off. Warner also 3 tenths off. So P3, P4, P5 all very close. Looks like the McLaren's struggling a bit down towards the bottom. Yeah, 5 different cars in the top 5. This is why GT4s are so good. Very balanced. It's really driving skill that will find you the time, the majority of the time, rather than performance. Every car got severe strengths and weaknesses. Williams is already a 10th up. Carries the speed through. Should make that time back up on the exit. He does. Very nice up through the Schumacher S. So the 1/10 advantage on his previous lap, really maximising track limits. Oh, that's huge. If he could get the exit here, he could go 2 tenths up. So almost 2 tenths. Probably be 2 tenths by the time he gets to the chicane. This might be a hard time to beat. Does lose a 10th and a bit in the chicane, and he's dropped it all in the last 2. Wow, no, huge exit, huge exit. So 2 tenths gained. Probably got another 2 tenths on the table as well, so that will extend this gap in P1. Carbaum unable to reply. We should see what's going on. Sturger in the AMG. Beautiful sounding car. Sounds like my nan after a couple of brandies, just growling. See if Carbaum can improve. Williams is closest competitor so far. Didn't get the exit he needed there. So pretty much even Stevens currently. Maybe pushing too hard now to find that time. Some mistakes are coming in, so that will not be an improvement. This lap for Kilbarn. That's also looking to improve. He's about a 10th up. Valid lap currently for Baslia. Matavelli is almost 2 temps up. It is late on the brake though. That'll burn quite a lot of that. Yep. That takes away the improvement for him. Rao, P7 currently. Now considering he had a very strong round 1 to the GT4 series, he will be looking to improve. Has got the pace for sure. We saw that in practice, which I did not broadcast, but he's definitely got the pace here to challenge. Yellow flag ahead. Car off into the barrier on the right. That is Baslia. I believe maybe just going back to the pits to reset and try again. Corral will not be improving this lap. We go back to Levi Warner, really sending it into the Coca-Cola curve, losing a bit of time there with the traction. Sometimes smoother, is faster. Quite gain it, so I think that will be another failed attempt at improvement from Warner. Tamenga on a valid lap, maybe an out lap. He was in the pits, so we'll come back and check on him. Trotman P9. See if we can get any time back and improve. Bit too deep. He aborts. Yeah, aborts that lap. Wright's in the pits. He'll be looking to improve on that. Not a slow driver by any means. Definitely has more in the tank. So currently between P1 and P8, 1 second separating. Williams with a 3/10 gap at the moment, very impressive. Followed by Tamenga, about 5 tenths back, and Baslia and Warner also just over 5 tenths back. So top 5 all looking pretty close. The difference between a mistake can be P1, P2, so will be interesting to see what happens today. Francis still trying to get a valid lap in. See how he's doing. An out lap I think. Struggling with that Aston a little bit. A lot of power under that hood. Williams comes out for his out lap. Anyone up right now for Sturga, currently a 10th up on this time, looking to improve for P10. Nailed the chicane. Right on the edge, loses a bit, loses the time on the traction out. One of those moments you can make a lap or wreck a lap on that chicane. So he'll be looking around to go around again. We've got time for one more lap for him. If anyone's looking to challenge Williams on the top of the table. Everyone's struggling. I wonder if the conditions have slightly downgraded the level of the track, because no one's really finding time right now. Only one is Williams, and he's only on the straight coming across the line. Goes deep, will lose that time he gained in the straight. Even Stevens with his personal best so far. He'll do well to improve. I can't see him making much, but he's not too far off. Just a little bit sideways. But still, he is on track to possibly improve. I think that might have just wrote his lap off. Yeah, a bit too deep, pushing really hard to find that extra time, but he might not need to. So Williams calls it a day with qualifying. Let's see if anyone is looking to challenge for Sturger, currently 4.5 temps up on his time. So that will probably take you up to the positions from P10, up to somewhere healthy, maybe P7, P8, P7, P6 possibly. So he has lost 2 tenths there. So curl bomb, looking to improve, but is struggling to really find meaningful time. Does get a better exit, so that's the 10th game. I wonder if he can absolutely send it through the chicane, find what he needs. I think he needs another 10.5. Ooh, no, just losing it. We'll put him closer, but I do not think it's enough. Gaining just under 2 tenths. Solid lap though. Williams won't have it easy today. That P2 for Kohlbaum. Baslia will probably set off for P4. Semenga P3. Kohlbaum at P2 and Williams P1. Harao did improve up to P6. Warner P5. In at the Cayman. Semenga is looking to improve. Almost 6 tenths up. Could this be P1? He gets it. He did it in the GT3s on Monday, and he's done it again here today. Snatches it on the last lap. He's got a knack for that. So, I don't know how Williams will be feeling after that, but that'll be P1 for Semenga on pole. P2 for Williams. They make up the front row. Kohlbaum P3. Baslia P4. Lovely drive in the boat. BMW. I do not know how people drive that thing. It does not turn. Levi Warner and Haru, sorry, in the Caymans. P5, P6. Mattavelli. Nice showing in the BMW, also in P7. Wright in the Aston, the highest Aston today, P8. And Trotman, P9. Versterger in the AMG, P10, followed by Bruce, Baz, Riches, Alfert and Francis. So there's lots of little battles to be had on track today. I expect the top 2, top 3 to all to be fighting throughout, and then you've got the 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 to be fighting. So yeah, should be a interesting race. As all the drivers make any final changes to the setups. No pit stops today, so flat out sprint, 40-minute sprint. So who can preserve those tyres? Who can get the most bang for their buck? Let's have a look at these timetables. So Williams with a frightening sector 2, really frightening sector 2. 2 temps is the closest man to matching this sector 2. So monster sector 3 from Versterger. Fair play. As we wait for the intermission to finish and the race to start. I believe we do have a formation lap. Who is still on track there? Right, getting all the practice he can. And if anyone's wondering, Liverpool have just gone 1-0 up. Not that it matters. So we have to keep an eye out on Semenga. We're looking to further extend his advantage at the top of the GT4 field. He's having a great season in the GT3s as well, considering he did miss the opening race. Harao will also be looking to gain positions to hold on to that P2. Warner will be looking just to finish above Harao. I think Baslia is his first GT4 race of the season. I could be wrong, but that's a good showing if it is. P4. Good luck all drivers. Remember, check your fuel. 40 minutes. You do not have to swap. You do not have to pit. There is no mandatory pit stop. Straight start to finish today. Good luck, Levi. Hello, boss. How are you doing, mate? Hope you're well. So we'll have a quick 1 minute break, and then we'll be back ready for the start of the race. Yep, turn 1, Nurburgring. Always a danger point in the race. Let's hope we can keep it clean through that. Obviously, these cars don't quite have the dive-on power of some of the GT3s. A lot safer, I find anyway, personally. So let's hope we can all get through turn 1 nice and cleanly. Obviously, it is the GP track, so after the right-hander, it's just straight on up into the left, so it's not as dangerous. No one can going to get shunted into the barrier, I hope. TC off, Levi Warner says. I don't think that man knows what TC is, so no surprises there for Levi Warner. Let's see how those tyres are 30 minutes in, shall we? Yeah, so 5 different manufacturers make up the top 5. That is what makes GT4 racing so enjoyable, is each car equally matched with its advantages and disadvantages. You've just got to use them in the right places. Squeeze every little thing you can out of your car. Although it does look, if I was to guess, that the Aston is struggling here. I don't think there's enough long straights for it to really shine. So Levi says tyres will be gone in 10 minutes, and I believe it. So 30 seconds, and the cars will get underway for the formation laps. Do not forget to click drive, gentlemen, if you are in the stream. You don't want to be starting from the pits. We'll probably stay on board for the start with Harut. Right in the middle of the pack. I would do helicopter cam, but I don't know how. So, we shall start with Harut. I'm semi-retired, Levi, until the endurance season starts next month, and then I'll be back in the car. It's been too long. As Tamenga leads the cars away for the formation lap. Let's whilst we do the formation lap, let's find our livery of the day, shall we? So Levi Warner representing Fatch GT. He is one of our esports drivers in the Fatch GT livery, so that gets points for me. But if I give him the award, it's bias, isn't it? Really, Tamenga, that's a 2 out of 10 for me. Look, it's just a mess, doesn't it? Doesn't look great. Looks like the goo from Nickelodeon back when you were a kid. Chopman, interesting colours, also very bright. Francis also representing the Fatch GT colours, one of our admins and academy drivers. Nice simple design there from Williams in the Alpine. Bruce, I know if that man's not Dutch, I don't know what to tell you. Surely he is. Do also like those colours in the McLaren of Alpha. I think that's, so far that's taken it for me. Sturger also representing the Fatch GT colours. A lot of Fatch out there today. It's not a bad little livery either from Kilbarn, who does find himself down in 3rd. It's very promising in practice and did start off qualifying very well. Niels Baslier Belgian, bright orange BMW. Look at the size of that thing. It's about 2 GT4s in that thing. Mattavelli P7. No, he's been very excited for today's race, so let's see if he can bring the goods back home at the end of the race. Haru has been showing great pace across the GT3 season as well. Obviously the P1 for him last week in the second sprint race. He'll want to get past Warner at turn 1, I can see it, but Warner is notoriously a fast starter. Will probably make up most of his positions in turn 1. As we start making our way up to the chicane, we get close to the start of the race. So here we are, 40 minutes GT4 racing at the Nurburgring. The drivers come around the Coca-Cola curve. Who names these corners, man? Come on, sort it out. So we wait for those lights to go green. Not sure what's happened on the grid. It looks like Haral's a little bit off where he should be, as we are racing, we are green. Looks like Temenga has been overtaken, but will have the inside. Oh! Do have some cars go deep at the front, but overall, it's fairly clean into turn 1, that's what we like to see. Go to the front and see what's happened. Temenga is holding on, but Williams is pushing hard. Williams holds the position. Does take P1 from Temenga. Now, it's going to be hard to pass in the Nurburgring. I think turn 1's always your best opportunity. And if you get a better run up through the Schumacher S. That Alpine is nippy, manoeuvrable. This is interesting. Warner, there we go, has shot up to P3. So, position gained off the start for Warner as usual. Late break there for Temenga. It's very aggressive in that Ginetto. What do we have at the back? So, yeah, it looks like no one's been forced off. No one's lost too much time. So, it looks like a fairly clean lap 1. As we're on board with Wright in the Aston, the American on the track today. Representing Britain in the Aston. Late send there by Trotman. Not sure about that one. Does also look like he's got some rear damage, right? We'll see how much that affects him. Verstergo also passes, and Richards also passes. We have Baz also giving him a little tap, wasn't able to follow through. And Bruce goes past Baz. So lots of positions changed in hand. Oh, that Aston looking wild there through the chicane. I was driving the Aston round here earlier, and it was wild. That's Williams, 1.2 seconds up so far. So it's pulled time on Temenga. Impressive pace so far from the Brit. So stable, that Alpine. Does look like a clown car, but very stable. See if he can extend his lead over the course of this lap. Oh, pretty close at the back too. Francis hanging just on the back of Alpha. Baz just ahead. Niels Baslier has had an issue. He's found himself in P11. Not sure what's happened there. Don't see a little bit of rear damage, as we do have an issue up front. It's Wright and Versterga. I wonder if Wright's connection being over in the States is tripping up some of the drivers. Does have an orange ping. Just keep an eye on that. Francis is off. I wonder if he also got caught up in that. Not too sure what happened actually. Kilbarm has fallen off the back of Warner, and Warner has fallen off the back of Temenga. So at the minute, the two at the front starting to pull away from the chasing pack. Matavelli hanging in there in P5. He's made some positions. Root P6. Riches would be happy to be up in P7. I'm not sure what happened to Baslia. Maybe looking to make up these positions fast in the boat. There's Matavelli, looks to chase down Kilbarm. BMW is fast in a straight line. Very nice around turn 1. To the Mercedes arena. Since the start of the lap, Kilbarm has made up a 10th. It's 2 tenths now, so it looks like they are creeping ever so slightly away from Matavelli. And Kilbarm is also catching the Cayman of Levi Warner in P3, so we can expect a fight there. In fact, I think we will go and watch this. Mega still is trying to chase down Williams. Trotman is off, he is deep. Baslia moving up through the field in his rear view mirrors. Gets past Bruce. Let's get Tavelli. Where is he? He is. Has a good view of that. Yes, he goes, puts a couple of wheels off the track. Hirao flashing, not sure what he's flashing for. You want that position, you go and take it. You're not owed anything here. Really pushing. We will see if we can catch him into turn 1, but that BMW does have that straight line speed. Yeah, I see the BMW just pulling and pulling and pulling on the straight. Slipstream isn't going to be an aid for that Cayman around here. Late on the brakes though. So we have some action up ahead. It looks like Kilbarm is attempting the move on Levi Warner. Does tap him into the right side on the rear. No way past. Warner, prolifically hard to get past. Does defend very aggressively but very fairly, usually. Temenga still chasing Williams for P1. See if we can get on board Kilbarm. Mercedes looking to have the power advantage. Goes to the Schumacher S's. Can he maximise his exit? Oh, that might have been a DC, possibly. Not sure what's happened there. Spectating bug. Yeah, just a spectating bug. All is good. Kilbarm will get the better exit. Can he make that top end speed count? Very risky to send it into the chicane. side by side. Levi looks to go defensive. You can't make that work. You have to concede. If the car has the inside, there is no way you'll get past them. Chances are very low of survival. And that will give Warner another little buffer of time. Kilbar maybe. You need to stay a bit more patient and wait for this back straight. If you can get up onto the rear of Warner again. Baslia, look at the power of the BMW there. Wild. Sails past Trotman like he's not there. Next in the cards for Baslia is Riches in the AMG. Trotman looking for the switchback. Won't have it. Lovely move from Baslia. This is where that BMW does struggle. Pretty much every other part of the track that has a corner on it. You can't tell. I hate that car. Mattavelli still holding on to P5. Haru will be looking to get past. He does have good pace, but can't seem to get as close as he would like. Obviously the BMW with the power, as we've just seen Baslia use it against Trotman. Temega continues to chase Williams. 10 minutes gone. Pit window open. There is no mandatory pit though. Oh, up onto two wheels for Temenga. Makes it stick though. Williams with a second gap. Looks like Wright is looking to chase that orange McLaren of Bruce. Bruce having a moment on the chicane. That will give Wright the better exit. It's aggressive on the inside. It's a lovely move from the man in the Aston, from the American. Francis unfortunately falling off the back of the pack there. Don't know, stays in the race though, anything can happen. Bruce looking to take the position back off Wright, and he does. Wright will just about get the inside. McLaren not having the best grip there. So Wright goes through. Although it looks like Wright is lagging all over the place. This isn't a good sign. Maybe because he's from across the pond. That allows Baz to go through. It's unfortunate for Bruce. Alpha chases. Sturger obviously involved in an incident earlier. Again, didn't see what happened, but he'll be looking to make his way back through the pack. As Coolbaum still continues to chase Warner. 0.3 now the gap as they go through the Schumacher S's. Warner looking quite wild, but keeps it well within track limits. Little spin of the rears for Coolbaum will kill all of his momentum. Warner will look to extend that gap, which he does. Mattavelli is also just about falling off the back now, 1.2 second gap. Tell you what though, Temenga is not letting Williams get away with this. Lovely through the chicane. Oh, bit of a spin there on the exit. Those rear tyres. Does well to hold the car and takes almost 2 tenths out of Williams that lap. So the pace is there. Warner thereabouts matching. Coburn putting in some good pace there behind Warner. He should be right on the back of Warner again. going to be an interesting battle. Kurbaum trying to put him off. Very close. He's not giving Levi an inch of breathing room here. Pushing all the way. Now, let's see what he does here. I think the wise move here will just be to stay within this kind of distance. Wait to get past the chicane. And then try to take him on the back straight with the power of the AMG. And the slipstream. But maybe he'll go for the chicane again. Warner will cover the inside. Ooh. Very close racing. Does touch the gravel there, that will cost him. Let's see how much time we can make back up for the chicane. There's a nice exit. Oh, this is where I think he'll take him if he does. He might just be a tenth too far back. Doesn't really make up any ground, surprisingly. Warner covering off the racing line very well. It looks like this fight is going to continue for another lap at least. See what else is going on. Baz is being still chased by Bruce since he passed him, hasn't made any room. And Wright will go through on Riches. Oh no, he's held on the outside, Riches defending. Very easy to lose momentum on this part of the track if you don't get the racing on the racing line. Riches doing well to hold P9. Baslia obviously caught up in some sort of issue earlier. I'm not sure what happened, whether it was driver error or a collision. Does have a bit of damage to the rear of his car, it looks like. About 8 seconds off of P6. Those guys up there are flying, so 23 minutes to make up that kind of time. I'm not sure if it's possible. But something has happened because Kurbaum has fallen to P6. Amatavelli has capitalised on that, and Harrell has gone up to P3. So I wonder if there's been contact between Warner and Kurbaum. The two cars behind have taken advantage, each gaining a position. Harrell gaining, it looks like 3 positions from that, 2 or 3, yeah, 3 positions. So impressive stuff. Well, it could be impressive. It could be a horrible mistake from the other two, but all getting a bit messy up there through the chicane. Matavelli having a moment, doing well to keep it on track, but Kurbaum will take that opportunity to send it up the inside and hold it. And he holds the line to prevent Matavelli from getting the great exit. But the BMW does have extreme top speed here, as we see it effortlessly fly past the AMG. Will have to be earlier on the brakes though. Let's stay tight on the inside of the corner, but now has given up the inside to Kurbaum for the next corner. We have a race, ladies and gentlemen. P3. Kurbaum looking very impatient to get past these guys. Can benefit on the exit here, but does go wide, and this lets Matavelli go through potentially. But Matavelli's got a job to do because he's on the outside, and he's got Warner in front of him. He's boxed in. Yeah, and that allows Kurbaum to get the grip to get past him. So Harrell holding on to P3, followed by Warner, P4, Kurbaum, P5, and Matavelli, P6. This is going to help Niels Baslia. I think he's taken about 2 seconds off these guys now, since we last checked in with him a minute or two ago. So Bastley is still in this. If these guys stay in this order, this kind of distance from each other, this is going to become a 5-horse race instead of a 4-horse race for P3. Let's go check in at the front of the grid to see if Williams is still holding position. And P1, he is. Tamenga again has not gone anywhere. Even driving like this, they're 10 seconds up the road from everyone else. So the battle for P1, well and truly on. So it looks like really P1, P2 fighting for P1, and P3, P4, P5, and P6 fighting for P3, and that could soon be P7 fighting for P3 also, if they keep fighting. So Bruce still chasing the Mercedes with Baz, but there's 2 more wheels on the grass, that won't aid him. Alpha chugging along in P14, 3 seconds down the road from Versterger. Oh, curl bump. Looks like he's got the acceleration on Warner. Warner did put some tyres on the grass. So he has given Kuhlbaum the inside. Couldn't squeeze it off quick enough. Kuhlbaum gets it stopped and parked. All very tight at the back. Great move by Kuhlbaum. Nice safe driving. Warner holding on to P5 now. Didn't let Mattavelli get past. Despite all this fighting, Hiru has not been able to make a gap. Oh, that's a huge collision. That is careless. I think that's Mattavelli into the back of Kuhlbaum as he's trying to dive bomb on Warner. I don't think that move is really on there. That's unfortunate. That lets Baslia through. We'll have to take a look at that after the race. That might need further investigation. Baslia has finally found himself up.
We are halfway through.
Back into P5. Kuhlbaum. That's so unfortunate because we know he's got pace, but now he'll have huge rear damage. Mattavelli does let him go. Fair play. That is nice fair racing. We do like to see that. Good sportsmanship there from Mattavelli. Let's see what kind of limitations that puts on Kuhlbaum's car now. So he's fair game again from Mattavelli. Anything can happen when they're all racing as tight as that. Just a miscalculation on the move, and that ended almost in complete tragedy. But we can still race here. We've still got a race on for these positions. We go to see what kind of times Baslia is putting in. 2:05.1 was his best lap, and that was his last lap. Levi 3.4 seconds up the road. I'm just going to let Hiru start to get away from the pack. Might have just killed that battle. This has been an unbelievable recovery from Baslia. Was down to P9 at one point. Again, not sure what happened, but it's worked its way back up to P5. Chopman was also only a second off of Mattavelli in P7, so he has come back into it also. Not sure if he's got the pace to challenge for it, but time will tell. Hopefully Kuhlbaum isn't too affected by the damage. Warner about 1.7 seconds off of Farouk. So if they start fighting again, that might be the time that Baslia needs. We are over halfway through this race now. 17 minutes and 28 seconds remaining. Let's check in on the leaders. Tamenga, last time we checked, the gap was 0.7. 5 minutes later, it's still 0.7. So Williams is very aware that Tamenga is not going anywhere, although a bit lopsided into the chicane there. That's the issue, I think, for Tamenga, is that because of Ginetta, does not have that top speed, these straights become null and void. It has to be all in the corners. So if you try too hard to make the time up in the corners, you'll just end up losing time from mistakes. It's a hard one to balance. Alpine, I think, is strong pretty much everywhere. It's a very good all-round car, very stable. It will get you through these races pretty much unscathed. Not much risk there. Drive consistently and you'll do well usually. As Williams, yeah, 1.3 the gap now, but this is part of the track is where Temenga should make up his time, or probably has been making up his time. So 1.4 the gap. Let's see what the gap is by the time we get up to the chicane. I wonder if he's having tyre issues. It's starting to look a bit slidey on those tyres. Expect a tenth or two to be gained Schumacher S. Yep, there's one. The Alpine, Williams is holding its own. Yeah, Williams holding the gap this lap. Be happy with that. Temenga needs a nice clean few laps to try and make that back up. Yeah, Williams ever so starting to extend that gap 10th by 10th now. We'll come back and check on that later. Warner, big moment through the chicane. It somehow keeps it on the brown stuff, the black stuff, the tarmac. It chases us around. Baslia edging closer and closer. I think he's probably taken about 4 tenths off that lap, so 2:06.5. Oh, 1.1 seconds taken out of Levi Warner that lap by Baslia. So, yeah, 2 seconds now the gap. Warner really pushing. I think it might be time that TC goes up to 1. Does run TC completely off, but I think the tyres are starting to squeal. 14 minutes left of this race. Might need to start looking at defending instead of attacking, possibly, but that we all know that's not his style. Mattavelli, I think, is closing back up to Kilbaum, who have lost time to Basilier since that incident. So I think they are both sporting some hefty damage now that's affected performance. Trotman hasn't been able to hold on to the back of it though. Looks like Rutgers and Wright are fighting. As Rutgers goes slightly wide there. Wright will look to switch back, but it's a hard corner to switch back on because it's so long. Baz is still hanging in there behind us, so is Bruce. Big send by Wright. We'll go way deep, and that will give Richard some time to get through, and Baz will go through. So a big change of positions there towards the midfield. Wonder if these boys keep fighting. Versterger could maybe come back into this as well. Francis chugging along that. Trotman 2 seconds back, so yeah, Kilbaum and Mattavelli are slightly extending the gap to Trotman bit by bit. Temenga taking 5 tenths almost out of Williams that lap, so 1.1 the gap. Temenga regaining some composure here. Maybe Williams losing some, maybe keeps looking in that mirror. See Temenga edging closer and closer again, must be a scary sight. Warner starting to really lose the pace. I wonder if that lack of TC is starting to cost here. I think maybe he needs to start being a bit more tactical with when that switch gets flicked on or off, because I think it just kills the tyres too quick. Baslia 0.8 gaining and gaining and gaining. So we'll have another fight on our hands. Maybe by the end of this lap, next lap. That Beamer does move in a straight line. 2 temps already on this straight, 3 temps. I think that rubber is just worn out. That Cayman. 4 temps. Baslia flying, really in a groove. Now if he gets past Warner here, there is a very strong possibility he could challenge for P3 this race. Williams and Temenga checking out. Another big moment. That's going to let Baslia get the exit. Just blocks off the outside there. Baslia thinking better off of it. But he's going to have that beam of power for the straight up to the chicane. I think if Baslia just sits behind him here, there's the flashing lights. The intimidation tactics have started. I don't think Baslia thinks better of it. All he has to do is sit tight. Sometimes I think it's wise just to not bother on that corner and wait for this one. Now he's 0.6 off the back of him and probably won't have enough to catch him by the end of this straight. Look at him flying in the rear view though. Levi knows he has to defend the inside. Covers the inside nicely. Baslia still goes for the switchback. Won't have the acceleration for it though.
Pit window is now closed.
10 minutes are remaining of this race. Gap between P1 and P2 about a second still. This is just letting Haru get further and further away. Warner will know he's unreachable now and just want to hold on to P4. This is letting Cool Balm start to catch, however. 2.4 seconds to gap now. He's pulled a bit of a gap on Matavelli. Switch to Baslia if we can find him. If we go up to the Schumacher S's. Baslia very smooth. Now let's see what he does here. Will he try and get him before the chicane again? Or will he hold off for the start-finish straight? I think he should do the latter. But Warner looking back much better through that part of the track. I don't think Baslia will have enough track to get through. I think he should... Yes, he thinks better of it this time. I think he's going to go for him on the start-finish straight. Warner absolutely chucks it through that chicane. It looks like it's a millimetre from death or glory. Beautiful in the last corner. He's done just enough again to hold off Baslia. Matching each other's time, pretty much identical there. Baslia late on the brakes, has pushed it a little bit too far. Almost spins it but keeps it, so that's going to put that battle at bay for a while. But Kohlbaum has caught up on the rear of Baslia, half a second behind him now, so was that worth it? Such a tough one in these cars. One car's strength and another car's weakness, it goes both ways. It's like Matavelli's just fallen off the pace slightly. Trotman now starting to catch Matavelli's with P7. Let's get an update from Riches and Wright, who have been fighting for a long time. Baz has fallen back to P11, a bit further back. It looks like Bruce has also had an issue, so he is down to P12, but good 15 seconds back behind P11. Was close to Baz. This looks like we have a battle for pretty much the entirety of the race between Wright and Riches. late on the brake there from right. Managed to get the car slowed down and turned. Needs to be careful with the Schumacher S, just left. Let's get a lovely exit. So does Rich's. Cars look to be evenly matched on speed. Lovely driving from the pair of them. This right does get a good exit. I don't know if there's enough track to get an effective slipstream. Also not sure what has the best top end. It looks like the Aston. I think right is going to go for it. Doesn't fancy it, don't blame him. It's an incredibly scary part of the track to overtake on. That battle will go on for a bit longer. We'll see if anything. Oh, 2 tyres on the gravel for Richards. That will let right go straight through. We'll have the traction over him. Richards then switches it up the inside, forces his way through. So it's back and forth between these two. No quarter given. Which is going very wide. Right allowing space. Beautiful move by Wright. Does very well to hold on to that position. Trotman still getting closer to Mattavelli. 1.4 seconds now the gap. We will keep an eye on that. Tamenga still chasing. Still chasing Williams ever since he got past him on lap 1. That's all he's been doing. Gap is at 0.4, 0.3, 0.2. Don't think he's going to get close enough before the chicane though. Williams does seem to put a bit of time out on him here. The Alpine looks very good up through that. Very late on the brakes to Menga. Gets around nicely. This must be incredibly frustrating if you're Tamenga. You're keeping the pace, every time you fall back you're catching again, but you just can't gain enough to get past. Oh, big mistake from Williams though. It does hold the position. Let's go see how Baslia and Warner are doing. So Baslia is chasing Warner, 1.2 seconds to gap. I can't remember if Baslia got past Warner. Kilbarm is caught up after that incident earlier. Very impressive. So we're back to a 3-way fight for P4. Pirao has been allowed to get away with P3, so that he should be secure there. 2 laps left of this race after this lap. Potentially, it might only be 1. So let's go look on the track and see what positions are being fought for. So Williams is trying to hold on to P1. Tamenga is trying to take that away from him. Pirao easily in P3. Warner being chased hard by Baslia in P5 for P4. Kilbarm is ready to pounce on any mistakes. Trotman's fallen off the back of Mattavelli. Mattavelli doing well to preserve P7. Wright did get past Richards and has pulled a gap. It has made that move stick. Baz is chasing Richards, also up for the Schumacher S. It looks like really the positions being fought for P4 and P1. Tamenga, I'll stay on this screen because I don't want to miss this in case he goes for a dive. Use the switchback. Not going to get that stuck. That's Alpine. Too good Too good on the acceleration. This is close racing now. Let's get to watching this. Menga really pushing Williams through this track now. Putting his foot down. One mistake here you sense now from me with driver, and that's it. Menga makes a mistake, you can kiss any hope of P1 goodbye. Williams can kiss P1 goodbye if he makes one. So, oh, and there's the mistake from Williams. There is the mistake. Just as I say it, that's what Menga through. Unbelievable. He gets done on turn 1 and then has to wait 39 minutes to get the position back, and it's a mistake that does it from Williams. It'll be gutted. Absolutely gutted with how that's happened. You would reckon that's Menga. Menga home 3 now. Very hard to pass here. See what is happening elsewhere. See if Basilia has caught up to Warner. Yep, so we have a 3-way race still for P4. Hello Cork. Yeah, always a good track for some racing. Close racing as well. It's been little groups throughout the race. It's been a good one to watch. A little mistake from Coolbaum. I imagine that's his race. His charge for P5 or P4 gone. Basilia now sneaking up to Warner. Again, very hard to make the move stick here, but we'll need a good exit out the chicane to hopefully stay close to the start finish straight, where the BMW could use its power potentially to get through early on the gas. There we go. Can Basilia get the move done? He's been fighting and fighting for it. Warner covers the inside. Oh, switch back from Basilia. Can't make it stick. Warner covers up the inside again. Have to go past the Mercedes arena for the last time. I don't really know what to say here. It's hard to speak. Warner looks to cover off, hold that racing line, make it difficult. Not letting Basilia use that power of the BMW. Again, Basilia falling down to P9, P10 at one point. Great comeback. I think just a bit too deep there. Kilbaum has snuck back up amazingly. So where I said his race was over, it's potentially not. He can sneak back in here, pinch position. Warner wild through the Schumacher S, but again, the agility of that Porsche Cayman allows him to do that. That's probably going to be Warner home free as Menga comes around at the final corner. It's taken over Williams. 2 laps from the end and brought it home. Crazy race.
The leader has finished the race.
Williams taking P1 in the first corner and then losing it 2 laps from the end through to driver error. He'd be very disappointed. Menga takes P1. Oh, Williams. Yeah, Williams takes P2. Harao P3. Good drive from Harao. Warner will probably now take, if I can find him before the end. Yeah, Warner takes P4. Oh, Coolbaum. Has he stolen the position of Basilia right at the end? He has. He has stolen the position. I wonder what happened. I wonder if Basilia was pushing too hard or if there was contact. Be interesting to see. Mazzavelli bringing it home P7. Trotman P8. Wright P9. Mario Riches in P10, Baz P11, Bruce P12, Alfred P13, Versterger, I think he'll be disappointed today, P14, and Francis P15. Let's see if we can go see what happened to Basilia on that last lap. So car 51. was good racing, good hard racing most of that race. So car 51, let's see what happened to Baslia. That final lap. So yeah, he was chasing Warner. Kilbarn was gaining and gaining and gaining during this battle. So he goes, oh, if I miss this now, that's going to be a shame. I really want to see what happened. Hopefully it doesn't bring me out of the replay now the race is ending. I think whatever happened, it was the chicane. So we didn't get another wheel disconnect right at the end of the race. We did last week. Sorry, on Monday, the GT3s. Let's see what happened here. Oh, it was a late break and he went off. And that allowed Kilbarn to sneak in on the inside. That is very unlucky. Very unlucky indeed. Yep, so a great result from Temenga. He will be extending his gap at the top of the scoreboards this week. Williams will be chasing. Warner's picking up some good points, and Haru also picking up some good points. So the usual suspects all at the top of the grid, making this GT4 season very interesting. But Temenga, big advantage going into the next round. That has been season 2 of Fatch GT's GT4 season. That was round 2. Join us in 2 weeks for round 3, 2 20-minute sprint races. Take care, everyone, and I will see you next Monday for the GT3 race. Thank you very much. Good night. God bless. Godspeed.